Cleopatra's the ultimate icon. My intention wasn't to create something that looked like costume, but something that looked like high fashion. We developed a signature style for Cleopatra as a way of communicating power. She's dressing for herself, for her physicality, and she's also dressing to be observed. When I saw Hildegard Bechler's set design, suddenly everything became clear, and I realised that my job was to paint the characters into the landscape. Everything was made on hand here at the costume studio at the National Theatre. It was an extraordinary team effort. Effectively, we've created a complete couture wardrobe for Cleopatra. We started to develop designs, we picked fabrics, we had all the fabrics dyed to be specifically matched to Sophie's skin tone so that she would have this gorgeous golden glow. And we also looked at giving her a signature silhouette. It's a very elongated A-line silhouette. The beetle velvet gown that she wears when Antony believes that she's betrayed him and she walks on stage out of the wreckage of Egypt. I loved the idea that she has these kind of occult powers. So she's drawing all of the insects up from the earth to come to her aid. We used a printing technique that is very three-dimensional and gives the effect of an embroidered garment. They were all handmade and then turned into screens, and we would print them and then silver or gold foil over the top, and sometimes both, so that you get this incredible texture and they really, really glow on stage. I was less interested in doing kind of deep historical research on Cleopatra and much more interested in looking at women today with a big global profile. Cleopatra's an incredibly powerful woman. How is she presenting herself knowing that she's being watched all the time? The saffron dress she wears was inspired by Beyonce's Lemonade album because it was a woman in the public eye who was subject to a lot of scrutiny, actually created a platform for herself to take back the narrative of her own story, and it was an extraordinary act of power. My favourite of all of Cleopatra's outfits is the one that we call the Dawn Awakening. What I really wanted to do is bring in those colours of the sunrise, but also see that she wakes up fabulous. And we took motifs from ancient Egyptian art, and one of the motifs that recurs is palm trees and also wheat, which represents the wealth and fertility of Egypt. One of the real pleasures, actually, of the process was really understanding the character so that we could dress them from the inside out. The way that they look is an outward expression of their inward emotion. The gown she wears at the end was probably the hardest to design. We've built up this incredible wardrobe for her. We went through several iterations of the gown. In the end, we chose something that was very simple. It's a crown made of 7 rings to represent the 7 planets and their orbits, and it's a beautiful lurex jacquard, and the pattern is like the stone of the monuments. That represents the mortality, and the crown represents the transcendence. One of the most amazing things about working here is that it's an extraordinary pool of talent. You come up with an idea and people say, oh yeah, we can do that, we know how to do that. So there's no limits to what you can create.